Hello. Kind of got dragged into this because they felt like it. We're making tier lists. We're making Apex
We
tier
got
lists.
we got bored of
Tier
playing
list
Apex, so we decided to
time.
make a tier list about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yada
I guess
yada
we just
yada yada. Personal opinion. Don't be offended. Blah blah blah. State your own opinion in the comments. So you want to fight me about it. And I think that's everything.
also you should say what type of tier list this is because it's not a competitive one.
Yeah, it's based off of our own personal opinions. They're making their own tier list, so we're not going to reveal it until the end of everyone's like tier list, so to speak.
Yeah,
It's
we're
it,
gonna screenshot
it,
them and then send them on the Discord.
it's mainly who we
Link
find
in
fun in playing the
description.
video game.
Community Discord. Okay. So
Starting off with that, Ash.
yeah, Ash is
Starting off with
first.
Ash.
Honestly,
Ash
I
is
think
the
Ash.
worst.
I think she's a solid B tier. Her kit is
We're
like
not
it's
we're not saying tears, remember?
yeah, sure. I forgot about that. I think, but I do think she's decently fun. I think her kit is a little simple, and let's be honest, whoever uses the passive.
No one uses the passive.
Like, when was the last time we got scanned by an Ash team? And then like,
Wait, huh? Now that I think about it,
Where was
'cause-
the last thing? Wait, that
Ash
doesn't make
has
any
Ash has not been a menace for a good minute. Like
well,
after her debut, that was it. Like that was
yeah, because I know she's like one
Yeah,
of the top 10 lowest picked legends at the moment. I think she's top 5 lowest. Cause
damn, that's
because I
bad.
think
Because
this
I'm playing as Ash. Her tether was pretty fun.
because I think the snare is just kind of like it's there kind of tool. You
not
throw
not.
it and it's just
Yeah,
like
but then also like yeah, because like when you tether them, like
I like her because
they can still move.
she has a sword. She teleports, and then the tether. I mean, it's not the best thing, but it does remind me of Naruto.
The teleport's pretty cool.
And teleport's
yeah, I
really
think the
cool.
teleport is probably the most
I
funnest part of her kit
I think
because
it's
you
just
could
the
like
passive.
I think the I think the sword is the most fun part of her kit because it's like either you can use it to save your entire team, or if you wanted to while your team's pushing in, you can like teleport yourself onto high ground like behind or above like to the side of enemies and then shoot them down.
What even is her
And
passive?
her passive
Her
allows her to
passive
see
is
death boxes across the map, and she can scan death boxes to find the people who kill them or killed them.
Right.
Yeah. So I kind of have a decent idea because there's nothing here that makes me go like, man, I hate playing Ash. Like I hate this part of her kit. She's just kind of there.
Crypto S tier
yeah.
real. Oh, Quackity, my beloved's back. Long time no see.
Oh
Out of
my god,
anything,
Clappety's back?
Quackity, my beloved's back, and out of like out of like it's been a good
Any
while.
stream.
So out of any stream, it's a tier list one. The one I'm barely
Like
excited for.
yeah, yeah. But
I don't know when
like,
she typed it. I was trying to pull up my I was trying to pull up my chat, but I couldn't really do it.
Um, should I check to see if your stream is
It
working?
says
But I
that it
don't know.
is, and then there's no other way they could have typed.
Okay,
So I don't know what's up.
you want me to go quickly check it? I guess.
There
yeah,
we go. I
I'm
see
quickly
it.
checking.
I see it. I found it. It's cool. Okay. No, it's up. I got it.
All right, but I kind of have a decent idea of where I'm placing her. Also, like, I'm really
Yeah,
glad
it's
they got rid of the whole voice line that she used to have.
Oh, well, no, that was one of the best parts. What do you mean?
are you talking about
But
the mode?
the
Yeah, they always
moan,
spammed
yeah,
it.
They got rid of the mode?
Not really.
yeah,
Kinda.
they took out the moan part of the voice line, but the voice line's still there.
Uh,
Cause let's see, like, I guess I know you guys didn't play it as much as I did back then. Because for me, it's just like every like 2 games, all you hear is pure moaning at the beginning of the match, and it's just like,
No,
uh,
no, yeah, yeah. I remember those games. Those games were funny.
because at
I
this,
mean, it
like
wasn't
again,
that bad.
keep in mind, like both me and Mackie don't have like headphones on,
I was the only one
so it's
that
just
heard it. Yeah.
constant moaning was playing through our TVs.
Oh, that's
All right.
right. With your dude.
Bangalore.
I don't know.
uh, I find her,
Uh,
I find her fun. She's like your standard like if you come from like Call of Duty or any type of shooter, I think she's like a good like starting legend.
Oh yeah,
Her kit's
great.
basic,
yeah, she's
She's
a
a good
starting
default.
legend.
That's great. That makes her so
but
well.
but again, like I think
And the when she does shots, she speeds up. That's kind of helpful for newer
yeah,
players to
I
help
think that's
escape
the
certain situations. But
yeah.
like as you, yeah,
But
I would say
we're not trying to figure out who's the best at like being
yeah,
basic. We're trying to see who's the best fun for ourselves personally.
yeah,
yeah.
and I would
We're ranking them
say
ourselves, but we're just talking about them.
I would say like I like her basic kit though. Like I think the run fast thing is honestly the funnest part of her kit. Cause it's like
The passive.
it's a free octane stim, but like you don't take any damage from it. There's no like downside to it. It's there when you need it, and it's always like really nice to have. And it's just like overall it speeds up the combat, making it more fun. Not to mention like the potential ideas you could think of if your team wants to work with you with like the scans with like Bloodhound and Seer. Sadly, crypto scan doesn't work through it, but like the potential you can have with it is fun to think about. Even though like it's hardly ever executed, it is fun to think
For a
about, in my
good
opinion,
reason, because if they have a digital, if they have a digital,
because they have their
Jesus
own.
Christ, I can't speak. If they have a digital throw or their digital
Digital
scope
Right.
or a
threat.
bloodhound threat, whatever, then then it's kind of pointless. I mean, the smoke doesn't really cover that much.
I don't like her ult. I'm gonna just say it now.
Her ult is just a longer Gibby ult. That's all it really is. It's just
Yeah.
length.
Honestly, again, I'm gonna say I like
I'm
her
gonna be
ult.
honest. I never really knew the difference between Bangalore's ult and Gibby's ult. So whenever I just see rockets, I just think it's one of them two.
For, for me, honestly, I like it on both sides. Because like, imagine like the middle of the field, a Bangalore throws their ult at us, and I'm just like, okay, now it's chaos. It's just like the rockets landing everywhere there, and like it gives me time to think of like, well, we gotta move, and like it gets my brain going of like, okay, what can we do to get out here in the next 6 seconds?
I remember we had an argument where like we were talking about like what are hers or Gibby's were like offensive or defensive.
Oh yeah,
It
we
was so
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gibby's defensive, hers was offensive. I think something along those lines.
I always saw it, like I think it reminds me of Hanzo from Overwatch, where it's just more like it's meant to clear up space.
Hanzo,
Like you're not expected to get.
yo,
Because let's be
Area
honest, with
denial.
Hanzo, yeah, area denial. Because let's be honest, with Hanzo, you'll get lucky at 1 or 2 kills,
area design, yeah.
and if you're really lucky, you'll get like the whole team. But like, it's more like used to like cut off tanks or denial. And I think Bangalore kind
Yeah,
of has the
if
same
you're
thing.
indoors, it's not helpful.
If you're indoors, it's useless. But like, eh, there's only
Wait.
so
Don't.
many.
Doesn't every map have a guaranteed building within like 30 meters or 60 meters, give or take?
Yeah, yeah.
So when she starts it, you're probably at a building. When she ends it, you're probably at a building. And then the missile time for it to land, 6 seconds. Then we have people like Wraith who can just phase through it. We have people like Octane that can zip line past it. We have people like
Gibby
Pathfinder
shield,
who can zip line
But
past it.
Valkyrie
even
can
then,
fly
if
out.
if that's the argument, then Bloodhound's kind of doomed. Lifeline's kind of doomed.
Bloodhound ults and runs.
Even then, I guess Caustic is kind of doomed. Mirage is kind
Not
of.
to mention, we
Uh,
have the Indiana Jones of, hey, run to your left instead of running straight down the row of rockets. That's why I don't find her as
true.
fun, because you're not getting anything with that. The smokes
Yeah,
mostly hinder you, because you're not bloodhound. You require a bloodhound to see through it. So it's not like you see through the smokes and they don't. And
Yeah,
then,
but like,
ooh, she runs more. You know what Octane does? Run.
yeah, but he takes like 25% of his health.
The
Yeah,
health
but
that
he
he
just
naturally regenerates
Yeah, and
well,
again,
we're not talking about
imagine. I still say that's worse though,
to
because
naturally
his whole.
regenerate your health. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we'll talk about Octane when we get to Octane, but I find Bangalore fun.
uh, I don't like her most. You can barely see, and then
Mm.
her all. It's
I
situational.
I have her where I
Well,
have her mostly because I find it still smooth. It's not like hot garbage, the worst thing I can ever play. It's fairly smooth, but it's definitely not like up there.
Hmm.
all right, Bloodhound.
I like Bloodhound.
He's pretty solid.
Yeah, I like Bloodhound. I have nothing wrong with Bloodhound.
Yeah, he's solid.
His scan's pretty cool.
Get to
I
sniff the
think
ground like a
also like
dog, just kind of like sniff away. And like, oh, yeah, yeah, they went this way.
base.
I also like his
He's
lore, but I
he's
know
like
like
a
that's not gonna
what's
matter
the one
much. This,
Rottweiler?
I think, I think his overall aesthetic is also cool. I think like the whole like his ultimate is just like a cool like phase to be in.
Oh my
I
god, some of his
I
skin
think
top
bloodhounds
tier.
they
I like
I don't know. Um,
Yeah, it's a day. They're non-binary.
yeah,
uh, some of their skins top tier. I
that's
love them,
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
That's true. Gameplay wise, not important, but
especially
still, he pretty clean.
especially his prestige skin. Oh my god,
Bloodhound got that drip.
Yeah,
with the laser.
yeah. It's based off of Titanfall pilot skins. It's so cool.
I don't know.
So
He's pretty solid. It's not like the best thing in the world, but still pretty solid. You know,
the thing
his
is, like,
ult does give him mobility, and it does do the infrared, so he can hold his own. Like, it's
I
not
but I will say, I think his passive is just it like it sometimes works, but sometimes it really just
the
doesn't.
only thing I mildly dislike, mildly, is that they're just random crows. If that makes sense, like I maybe because I don't know what they're meant to signify, but they're just occasionally like
The crows are meant to signify that a movement or something happened there, but it's been past like a minute 30.
so it's after the crow is there after the marker's already expired.
Yes, I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I actually didn't
Uh,
know that, but
well, he's
I always
guessing.
thought,
That's why.
I don't know. For
but
me,
like
I
that's what I
think
always thought, and it's like always been true.
I don't know. I
for
just feel like the crow sitting there is somewhat mixed potential. If there could be something with it.
because for me, I think Bloodhound is a fun legend, but I don't think he's as fun as my top of tiers. Because
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's pretty solid.
if you told me like, oh, do like challenges for Bloodhound, it's just like, okay, I guess I'm playing Bloodhound today. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I have to play Bloodhound. You're kidding me. Like, I'm fine with playing Bloodhound. I would be happy playing.
Caustic.
Oh, oh,
Caustic.
no hesitation.
And I think he's just kind of.
Put
I think
him,
he's my
We
least favorite.
ought
put no hesitation right there, right? Yes.
I think we
He's a,
ought to where to place him.
It's so
like
annoying.
cute.
It's so annoying to fight one. It's so annoying to set up.
Oh,
There is
oh
nothing.
do you remember that one game where we were in zone and we were running
Yeah,
out?
there was a
We made it
random.
to the end and there was a random poison gas canister,
Yeah,
and then we went back into zone and we all died. It was so hilarious.
it was
Like
so dumb. Like we
so
barely
fun.
made out our lives. The Costa trap was there for no reason, and we're just like, it was terrible.
That Costa
Okay,
got our
but
free
here's
kills. I was so mad.
the question: when was the time we all actually played Caustic?
That's the point. No one wants him. No one likes him.
I think. I think he's definitely because the thing is I haven't played enough Catalyst. Catalyst, if I want to make him my least favorite defensive legend, because for all I know, Catalyst can be my least favorite out of the two. But
What?
he's definitely my.
You
He's
play
definitely
Catalyst.
Yeah, but I need to play more to fully like choose it because I've only played like maybe like 7 games of
I don't know.
Skyless.
If you have a caustic, you're always playing slower. You're always going to be like, okay, let me, let's try and
Let me
get them
set
to
up
the
the trap.
room. Let's set everything up. Yeah, it's like there's the funny clips where he's like with the gas
And the
chamber
bunker.
with the bunk. Yeah, there's all those, but it's like after that you really
Let me
don't see
do.
him offensively because he's mostly just kind of sitting there, and it's just annoying
But
when you're mid fight. He throws one because he can, and now suddenly you're coughing, you're wheezing, you got an asthma attack, and you're just kind of like, where is he? Suddenly you're
well,
slower. You're getting dealt direct damage, which means your shooting is
Why
gonna
is it
jolt.
spicy?
also I guess Blade because you're complaining about fighting against conflicts. Isn't this tier list more about how we feel playing them?
It's how I feel about them. And it's how I feel
Hmm.
playing them. It's still just as bad. It's so
Yeah. Because
slow.
for me,
It's clunky. You can whenever I try throwing one mid fight, I die. But they do it and it
mhm.
works.
For
I
me, like,
chuck your ult into a room. No, no,
because
they
for
just run
me,
away.
even like either you need like a recon legend to scan where zones are gonna be, so you can start setting up traps, and like because at that point, if you're caught out in the middle of the field, your gases are only so as much useful.
I am so good at predicting the zone. I don't need a recon legend. So just playing caustic on my own, it's still just gonna go downhill.
Anyway, I know where I'm putting him.
Yeah.
I know I put him.
So I
Isn't his passive like he can breathe his own
he
poison?
can breathe his own gas, including enemy caustic's gas, and enemies who step in his gas are highlighted in the bright green,
Yeah.
which is just like it's there.
And then
It's
his
kind of
ult
just.
is just bigger gas.
Hmm.
Yeah,
All right, now this is where I'm gonna have to argue for this one.
crypto.
This is where I'm gonna have to argue for this one.
Bro.
Because I guess for any chatters, this is my main and my favorite legend.
I'm putting him here.
I'm
Eh,
putting him there.
I
Alright,
don't know,
so
cause okay, let me have my opening
Crypto seems
argument.
fun. His
yeah,
drone
I'll let
his
you guys make
drone
your
is a
arguments and I'll.
pretty cool concept. I think in the middle of a fight, I like how they did the like, oh, you can throw the drone, so you don't have to worry about opening it
Yeah,
in the middle of
I remember we were talking
the
about that
game.
since day one.
Mhm.
Where it's like
Yeah,
stop, open it, set it up, and then continue fighting. But now you could just like throw it. I feel like they did good on that.
Yeah, I do
But
agree on
it's
that.
just the EMP. I feel like the EMP really ruins it because imagine you're trying to EMP them, and then the call out's wrong. Your teammates go in, they also get EMP, and then it's just a whole mess. And it's just like,
Here's
mhm.
here's
yeah,
my way to look at it while playing him. Because there's a whole separate opinion while having a teammate who's him. But while playing him, I love trolling with the EMP. I will purposely like hog all the ultimate accelerants to just send the drone in EMP and then start cracking like 3 packs of accelerants to just EMP again. Cause you really mess up fights that way. The drone is just a mini camera. It's not the worst thing. It's pretty fun. It does the auto scan, but the downsides that I for sure do not like. If your drone is destroyed, you can't do anything with your abilities. You become less than human. You become worse than Bangalore. You become worse than Caustic because then you're just person. Like that's all you realistically become once your drone is down, and it takes like
You
30
basically get hit with a
seconds.
revenant silence.
Take
And it's 40 seconds.
40 seconds, which is terrible.
For, yeah,
40 seconds of being average Joe for Apex is a long time.
I agree.
Let's see. Let's see.
I guess, well, are you done with your argument so I
Go
can
ahead.
make
Go
mine, I
ahead.
guess? Okay, so here's the thing. I the reason why I chose starting to main crypto because I always been a fan of drone characters in video games. I always like the idea of controlling things and like building up, or like having automated stuff. Which like that's like I've been maining crypto for about like 2 years at this point. And one, I really like his character design and his like voice actor. His voice actor is very cool outside the game. And going into the actual gameplay, I just really like his drone. I like the idea of the team play you could do with it. I like the idea of just getting so much value from like scanning beacons from more than 200 meters away. Like you could like hide with defensive characters and always get the zone advantage without even having to get out. You can put your drone like you could throw it against a wall, and bam, you have a whole room of wall hacks. Not to mention if your drone, admittedly, obviously, if your drone gets shot down, 40 seconds is so much time, and it sucks. I really wish they would nerf it down to maybe like 30 or buff it down, but
No, 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 no.
it is. But when you throw it in the air and put it in the perfect spot where like it is observing the entire battle, it is so fun to have. You basically have wall hacks for an entire fight. They've and if you played it right with the EMP, they have already taken 50 damage. Everyone's and most of the time people have purple armor. You basically brought them down to white armor at this point, and it is such a nice advantage. Not to mention it helps your Evo shield a ton, and it is so nice like in competitive when I did play it a little bit with like some old friends. Like the ability to run away and keep your team still going with the crypto drone and keep them alive, it is such a nice feeling because it's just like, oh yeah, I have basically saved my team at this point. We would have lost and lost so many points, and we kept it, and now we're able to keep on fighting for another day. It is a great feeling. I love it, and admittedly, I really wish they'd give him a passive. There's passive ideas out there that I really like the idea because I will say a small annoying part is the ability to scan. It is nice to know how many squads are in your area, but to constantly do it every like 45 seconds is a little annoying. So I like the passive idea of like you having that on you 24/7, but small nitpick. I find him a lot of fun. I think his character is cool. I find his voice line is interesting. I like the skin I have for him, but that's my own personal opinion on that. I know some people don't. And I hope to get his heirloom soon, and that's basically it. I just really like playing him, and I think he's fun. But I will say something. Probably at this moment, he's probably my second like funnest legend. But I will forever probably main him.
Damn. I just also want to add that you look like him.
Uh, okay.
So two things that came across my mind during his little thing. I don't like that I can hear further than the drone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can listen to the game
Yeah.
and I hear further than the drone. So the
Mm-hmm.
squad warning, I mean people can be fighting over 200 meters away and I can hear them. Like there's a squad over there like, "Whoa, there's no one here." I'm like, "They're clear. There's no one." I'm okay. And it's like it's kind of meh. So
Then they appear out of nowhere.
yeah, I feel
I,
like this is another reason to like I don't know, another reason why he's where at in my area.
can I say two more things as well?
Here?
Another thing is like the ability to get rid of defensive legend stuff with the EMP is really cool because it's just like if it's like mid like last zone, it's like okay, they have like the literal fortress of solitude we have to break through. It gives you an option to deal with that instead of it being an absolute pain. Obviously, the defensive team does have a few seconds to like start spamming every ability they have to start trying their best to rebuild. But at that point, you probably got rid of like five caustic barrels. You got rid of Watson ult. You got rid of you got rid of Seer ult. You got rid of so many things. You got rid of Gibraltar ult. That's really nice to have. And also like I will say like at the beginning of when I was playing Apex, I got so used to playing crypto that like I the second I stopped playing him a little bit, I felt scared about like how many legends were close to us. I didn't have the number to keep an idea of how many were around.
Okay, so
So like
you became dependent on him. Got it. That's
yeah, at the beginning, I've no longer become that dependent on that. But it's just like I don't know, I played him that long that I got used to that.
Mm.
All right, that's it. Crypto tangent over. Next character, I guess.
Fuse.
I
Fuse.
Use.
I want to put him right there, just right here.
I think he's there. I find I
He's
like
there. Yeah.
I sometimes get like sometimes his like abilities are like useful. I think out of the whole kit, the knuckle cluster is the most fun part. It's a free like rapidly hitting around you grenade, and it definitely like scares off opponents. You never want to be in a room with a knuckle cluster.
I think he's good at what his job description says,
Yeah,
and it's just like
the
demolition. It's just guy that blows things up. Like he he is exactly what you expect. Like out of his resume, like you look at
Yeah.
him and you're like, yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
Origin of the
Yeah.
enthusiast. Also, I just really like his
He.
design. The mustache brings it all together.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Yeah.
Mackie. You were
There's not
saying
much to
something.
say. It's not much to say.
Yeah, like
The
it's just fuse. That's it. Like it,
Yeah.
like
it truly is. You get what you're looking. Like you get what you asked for. Like it's exactly that. He's not like up
actually
there, but he's not really that down there either. He's like, eh,
actually, I'm gonna make an
Yeah.
extra tier. I'm
no,
gonna make myself a B plus if that's okay.
no.
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 All right,
They either
then
make
I
it
need
or they
a
don't.
Okay. A
got it.
Gibby. Gibby.
This one's
Gibraltar.
difficult. I want to go here or here.
I have
I,
my
I,
place. I have
I,
my
I
reasons.
I'm honestly kind of disappointed with how fun Gibby is.
I want to put him here because it's better than this, but worse than this. Just because he, I don't know. I feel like his ult, unfortunately, it's always situational because there are many times where I'm just like, oh, they're outside the building. Yeet. And they just slam it on the floor. I'm just like, I'm going to blow up the roof. I'm going to mess up what I can. Whoever's here is here. I mean, they need to run.
And then no one that's hit by
And
it.
then no one gets hit by it. Like, honestly, landing Gibraltar ult is like one in a mill. Like, there's little to no reason for
Yeah,
anyone to get hit by it unless they're actively tethered, stunned, or
or
really
like,
risking a res, which I personally do and love. But still,
or they're like desperately on the open and they can't step out because there's like five snipers aimed on them.
or in. Yeah, there's like,
He's also like really slow.
uh,
Well, I will argue it is like proven that Gibraltar runs the same speed as everyone else.
you can prove what you want, but we feel that he's slower.
It feels slower. I agree with that. It
He
feels
feels
slower, but
slow.
he is the same speed.
I'm
Here's
waiting for that one. I'm waiting for that
because
one.
here's the thing. It's just like I feel like Gibraltar is like when you feel like you're playing Gibraltar, you feel like you're gonna be like the true defense of the team. You're gonna be there to defend everyone.
No.
And like that's what I like when I first
I
started playing
mean, the
Gibraltar
only
because I
defense about him would be the bubble, which even
yeah
at that, it kind of sucks because then it puts you in a place, and like, what if they're like moving around you, and then it's like, what do we do? Like, I don't know what to do, and then it's just more frustrating game.
It's a big
for me I
noticeable bubble. It's only helpful for deployable cover, which is what it's good for. It's what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just
It's
I
like
don't know.
when you're in the middle of a fight and you just need a quick breather to heal something, and then like get back in.
Yeah,
will say I think
the only annoying thing
sorry go
is
ahead
that the annoying thing in my book is that they can run through the bubble. Then it
yeah
forces you into like this sumo fight, which is kind of the gimmick, which I do like. However, unless you're playing Gibraltar with shotgun, then you're kind of meh. And then it's
That
like,
one Gibraltar that came running with the shotgun, he went with a goal.
yeah, that guy was terrifying.
I guess here's my little personal opinions as well. It's just like I think Gibraltar's fun to have as a teammate, not to play as. Because if you have a good Gibraltar who will like constantly save you guys, that is really like nice to have. But just playing him, I find his gun shield it's probably a lot more useful in like pro Gibraltar's hands. But it's just like whenever I use it, it just kind of feels like an afterthought. It's like, oh yeah, I have my passive. I should use that thing. And then you like aim down
Not
sights,
use
and
that
then
at
you become
all.
slower. Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like he's a disappointment. Not to mention they've added abilities over the years. Crypto EMP, Maggie, Wrecking Ball, and Drill both destroy it. Sierra can like cancel your revive in the barrier.
Yeah, that's what made him stop being meta. There's actual like he's balanced
No,
now.
no, he's still top tier though. He's weaker than the other defensive reviver, but
But we're not
he's still like
talking
up there.
about
Yeah, we'll get there when we
a
get there.
we
But
a we
yeah, I know there's more for fun, but like I am saying that I guess. But anyway,
Horizon.
Ooh,
Horizon. Horizon is fun.
no, there. I want to say
Yeah,
pretty solid because
I have my
there there's nothing I hate more than falling off a 5-story building to then have stunned because ooh wow leg shock. I
I
can
agree with you.
survive the fall, but my ankles. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
That's annoying. The get up lag of you not falling, but falling.
Mhm.
Just her passive alone is one of the funnest things because you can easily, you know, carry your momentum over, and when you land, you continue sliding, and it makes the transition much smoother.
Yeah, I
Space
100 agree with you on that passive. Yeah. I will also say
for
I really like her voice lines and like how she's kind of like a mother to a lot of the legends with her voice lines. I know you guys don't care about like character voice lines sometimes, but I like her for that.
Maybe because she is a mother.
He is a mom too. So, like, not to mention, I like her storyline. Again, I know it's a fun tier list and not character like wise tier list, but it's cool. But
mhm.
yeah, I think her passive is really fun. I think her tactical is like it has a lot of potential, and I think it lives up to that potential. I think is a way of saying it.
I want to say no.
No.
Her tentacle is where I kind of draw her at the shorter end of the stick.
Hmm.
Her elevator helps movement to get up because it's an elevator. That's what it does. I've managed to get a
But
couple cheeky
give me
shots
a
with
sec.
the sniper, like jumping off of it because it helped gain a different angle. But it just, I don't know. I feel like there's missed potential of it being more movement stuff. You can't put it vertically. Or is that the right horizontally, vertically? It only goes up. You can't put it sideways, basically. You can
Hmm.
throw it against the wall and have it push. That's something I would want
Horizontal.
to see. Yeah, I'd want to see it be pushing horizontal. You can
I feel
cover a
like
whole
character
door
in
like
Rainbow.
that.
Yeah, but Mackie, you can talk your opinions on Horizon because we haven't really let you talk about her.
Enemies can use it. Enemies can use it.
Enemies can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess for me, I like her tactical. It's like a great entry tool, especially if people are like holding high
Her
ground.
tactical is pretty cool. It just
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
For
not the
me,
worst
situational.
thing. Yeah, it's not the worst thing. It's just I feel like there's missed potential of putting it sideways. Just because
not
you
to
can
mention like,
you can put a door.
sorry.
You can super blast the door. You can have it like push people sideways, which I think is missed potential because it's a little badge pack thing that pushes, right? Like she's literally held in her hand, put it to someone's forehead, and eliminated them that way. Why can't you put that on a wall so that when someone
Oh,
walks in, they get slammed into a wall? Put on the
Yeah.
roof so it gets slammed into the floor, making them go slower.
Hmm. Yeah. Another thing for tactical as well is like because the like imagine like you're in a hard situation, you need to pop a battery. I also is like it's not like oh yeah like I will 100% not get hit while popping this battery, but you will have a good chance of like dodging a few bullets and have enough time to pop the battery and eventually jump maybe somewhere else through the because you're forced off of it after 2 seconds. And I find that very useful in a fight and like helpful and fun. All right, and then there is her ultimate, which I haven't used the whole like throw 5 grenades in there and get the full capabilities of it.
I have
But
somewhat.
yeah, it is there, and I think it's nice to have. I wish the suction was a bit stronger. That's what she said. I know, but whatever.
Wow.
Who
Wow.
said that?
Wow.
Yeah,
No one said anything, but okay.
you say these things all the time. Well,
No.
but what's it called?
Yeah,
Mackie.
So
Mackie. I feel like your voice is the least heard. Opinion on the
about
alt.
Horizon, especially. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really play Horizon. For me, Horizon's like, how can I put it? I, she's fun when you want to mess around with enemies.
yeah.
I don't know.
I think also with teammates,
I
I did do a little bit of
feel
trolling back in the day.
I feel that the alt it's kind of meh because everyone's able to run out of it. There are multiple times where it's like right in front of a door and I just run out. You can shoot and destroy it, which is kind of dumb because it's a black hole. I mean,
And it's like
whatever.
300 HP. It's gonna take their whole clips of their guns.
But if there's three people unloading, it becomes 100. Mm, it's not the best thing. So I'm like, eh. I I don't know. I feel like the black hole part should at least do like 10 damage, like as if it's punching you. Something just like a little nudge on top of it, because like everyone throws the grenades in it. Oh wow, there's so many ways around it. It's just it's a good
Mhm.
ult in theory. It's just poorly executed a lot of the
Execution
times. Yeah,
wise,
and like I always like I have a video on it, like a Horizon montage.
Horizon.exe.
Yeah, like it did not like I only used it like I was only able to get like three maybe two clips with it, and there was like multiple days of like recording out of that. So it's not like the easiest
Mhm.
thing to pull off. Even one of those clips, it was an octane. I threw it. Octane ran basically through it, and then I sniped him. So it's like, eh.
Yeah.
She's fun,
Mm,
but she's not like up there.
mhm.
Lifeline.
Lifeline. Not much to say. She's a stealer.
No, no.
I
That's where
I
you're wrong. Risky
yeah
rezzing
I
is my favorite thing for almost any game. The fact that she can res someone without having to actively hold it is the best thing, because you now have a free distraction. You now have a free body shield. You know, there's a lot of stuff with it. The drone, you know, you get Octane passive basically, and realistically it's for everyone, and everyone can plug in. And then the supply drop you can get fairly quickly. It's always guaranteed to be an upgrade of whatever someone in your team has. So no matter what, it's always going to be decent loot.
Mhm.
And then there's the blue bins where you get another stuff. For me, I always find it fun because she gets more supplies, more heals, and it's just an all around like everyone gets to have fun while I have fun.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I guess for my opinions on her a little bit, I think her passive is fun, and it is like a very useful like get in like in fight tool. But I think the most fun I have with her is with her tactical, because like imagine you just took a whole bunch of damage. It's like yeah, you can pop a shield battery, but you're still like you throw the drone, and you basically pop a Phoenix kit, but in 5 seconds. And it's just like not to mention if you have teammates backing up with you, it's like oh you're also helping them as well. Because I think the drone is
Yeah.
like it is satisfying to use on your teammates as like way more on yourself. Because like say
Didn't
after a
they
fight you pick
update
up
it? Didn't they update it? Like her drone, didn't it not used to heal multiple people, or did it?
no
Was it
it
always
did
like
but
that?
it had a bank of 150 health now it's infinite.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. which I
Nice,
find that
nice.
so nice to use because it's like oh after a fight you can basically get everyone back up in top gear and it helps with like third party situations, which I think is Apex's like one of Apex's biggest faults of like
Or you
getting
can have
third
it like a
parties.
That's
corner and then
any
like
battle royale. It's not Apex's fault. That's just any battle royale.
Yeah, but I feel like it
or
happens
just
more
have
with
it in a
Apex with
corner and
how
then have
fast
everyone
characters are.
constantly be healing as like
Yeah,
you fight.
and I will say
That's pretty funny.
one of my favorite wins ever was it was one of the time when me and Mackie were on the we were doing a duos game and it was right after the Lifeline buff came out, which had turned it down to 3.5 seconds. We basically got full gold everything and like 10 shield batteries, and I found that game really fun because I was like we are like constantly getting like golden stuff and it's really good. And like I think that's the reason why I also like her ultimate. It admittedly a 3.5 minute timer for it is just like uh, it is a long time, but it's like it's nice to have, and it's kind of admittedly it's not. It's kind of just a drop in, leave it all, and just like hopefully get something nice. All right, sorry, take a bit there.
Hmm.
Late.
What? No,
She's healer.
yeah, I already mentioned my stuff. Mackey's the one
She's
that's
support. She's healer.
yeah. Let Mackey go second or first because you keep overshadowing him. Like we explain everything before Mackey gets the chance, and he just kind of agrees.
Then Mackie, this next legend should be actually good for both of you since he both kind of. I know Blade used to main her. Mackie, I don't know where your statement is on her.
Hello, but oh
The
my
low
god, that just
Loba.
reminded me of the mall.
The ball.
the
Yeah,
mall.
we had a video of her playing or something, and you had randomly was like, did he just sit on him?
Oh, oh, the
She
booty
just
slap.
yeah.
And I was gonna mention it. Oh my god,
Well,
that killing blow, whatever the
Finisher.
mm-hmm.
finisher.
Sure.
Where she like stomps on them. I don't know. It's just
She, I think she snaps their neck.
He snaps her neck with their
she
heels.
jumps. She does a backflip, I think, and then she lands on their neck and then like twists her knees. But at
Yeah,
the angle of it, where the camera is, it looks like it's like
she's she
sitting
squats
on them.
midway. Yeah, no, she squats midway. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know.
she
Like,
It's
well,
just
that's
funny.
happened.
It's more like an inside joke. That's
yeah
what makes it funny.
she was always one of my favorites.
The shop is for you friend to do.
I think we should start
The
with it.
ring
Like we should do the passive tactical ult explanations.
passive. Okay,
So passive
passive.
wise,
It's always nice to see legendary, epic, or not. Is it called epic?
yeah, legendary and epic.
Oh yeah,
No, it's
legendary and
epic
epic.
enough. Sorry. Sorry.
It's always nice to see legendary, epic loot. I see something, I grab it. I'm like playing like a Grinch. Mine.
Green simulator.
Mhm.
I think red since it's red like the red as well. It's always helpful for Paul keys because those things are just like
Hmm.
laying around for like the certain ship, and you're like, oh, where is it? Well, let me stare at the wall and give me a vague idea. It's right there. You know, it's like three scientists down.
Hmm.
Then
Very
the path.
mobility. She
I
feels
think the
really
ta-
fast. I don't know why.
I,
Like I
I
know
think that
everyone has same speed. It's just she feels really fast,
yeah. I will say, in my opinion,
especially with her ring. Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say something real quick about the passive. I think the passive is like an okay, decent amount of fun. Because yeah, it is very nice to see epic and legendary loot. But it's just like it is very nice. It's like I'm not gonna be like, dang, I wish there was a funner passive. But it's just like, it's like if I had to rate it out of a 10, it would probably just be like a 7.9
Literally
for of a
sees
fun.
it through walls.
Yeah, I guess for me it's just like it's nice to have. But it's just like if you're gonna loot something, you're probably gonna see it through the black market anyways.
But not everyone. But you don't get your ult instantly, now, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
like,
could use it on your
because even then,
and then
like
you can
you're
place on your shop and then see what it is.
because even then, if
Like,
that's the
what
case,
if it's like in an unreachable place where you currently can't grab?
then
You know how you could
Well, we're
like
start.
place it
Well,
on the shop.
let's talk about the tactical first. The teleportation ring is kind of where it does it for me, where it's like, eh.
I think
I
I
would
think
have to
that's
agree with you. I don't like the room.
I would have to
Like.
say that.
Go ahead.
No,
It's like love hate relationship for me.
yeah, the ring. I think it's fun. I think if you use it in unique ways, it is fun to use. You can use it to teleport into buildings, get up to high ground, like move. Like it rarely works, but you could try to get it behind enemies. Even though admittedly, like I said, it rarely works. But it's a nice escape tool. It's a nice get in tool. If you like plan it out well.
You just said it rarely works to get around enemies. What do you mean a get in tool?
Like you can get in through buildings as like an escape. You can throw it on sides of buildings to stay on the high ground instead of like throwing it directly behind people because it's just like yeah, they'll see it. And I think it is just an overall great escape tool. And then if you use it smartly, you can use it to get in like different angles and positions.
Nah. You're talking like someone who lands it every time. That's the annoying thing. Every once in a while, you get the finger wag of death, where it's like nah, and it's just being cluttered by bullets, and it's
You
like you want to
teleport
live, don't
to
you?
land those. You did teleport off course.
But
Yeah.
they fixed it. You know, I say it works well. Like you don't get the
I don't
finger
know.
of death.
Whenever I try to use it, I feel like it's just more of a hassle to figure out where to teleport and then looking
Yeah.
at
It
directions.
doesn't go that far.
Especially especially when you throw it in front of you and then you're moving forward. Like
When you
it's
accidentally click it, and it's just like, whoop. I'm like, okay.
like it's helpful for like height wise, like if you want to get up somewhere. But like horizontally, no, it's like too slow.
Yeah. It's kind of, it's,
Also, I kind of wish it wasn't that loud. It is like really loud.
well, it's not like it matters. They can visually see the line. They can see the ring arc, and then you can
Yeah.
also see like the Loba line of like where she was and where it ended. So it's like either way, you're gonna be able to see it. But her ultimate,
I think it's amazing.
it's it's great. It's
It's
balanced
like I was
for
saying
two slot.
earlier.
It's
When
balancing
you
for two
see
slots.
something, you're like, oh, we're in the middle of a fight. Let me just place grab
Mhm.
mine now.
I think the fact that you can take
Oh,
from
and that you can
death boxes
vault.
and vaults.
Yeah.
But
Especially
yeah,
Rampart Shop, which I think you get the most value out of.
yeah.
Cause you
So you just
can
say, good.
Because you can. What I've done before, what I like to do sometimes, is put it in front of a door. Now they can't open the door, and now you just get the market. And while you can just quickly zoom by,
Really?
and it's like armor swap, and you can just armor swap to whoever got knocked, who's most likely has stronger armor than you. So suddenly you go from blue to legendary, from blue to red, and you're just like, oh yeah, now let's fight.
Mhm.
Yeah. Lobo's in a good place.
Uh, yeah, I will say I wish there was a small buff that was like, I guess this would be more stronger in duos, but it's just like use both slots so you can get one person's banner kind of thing. Personal opinion. That's it. But
Um,
yeah, I have it in my spot.
I feel like she should be
Anyway,
able to pick up someone's banner at least for a slot or something. Because when you get someone's banner, don't you just scan their card or whatever?
Yeah.
I guess
I say
that's
it
I
should cost.
guess that's the only thing that would stop it because you can't like get your reader and put it into the global, like you can't put it into the black market. You can't just like get their scanner like
I will say a really small annoying detail I do have with Loba though is whenever she steals from loot bins, it doesn't give you the crafting materials for it because it opens it.
yeah, don't be lazy and get crafting materials.
Small nitpick, but anyway, Mad Maggie.
Mad
She was
Maggie.
fun when she released.
Well, she still is. They haven't nerfed her or anything. Not to mention, you were gonna make a whole montage on her.
It did
No comment.
make a oh,
Oh yeah, we did. You make the full. Oh yeah, you
yes.
did.
You did. You don't remember?
It's been like 9 months, sue me. But anyway, she's my favorite like arenas legend for sure.
She's very
Meh.
fun. I'm kind of debating where to put her. Cause
I don't know.
Actually, you
mm,
know
Her,
what? I'm gonna buff her up with here.
I think I'm fine with leaving her here.
I kind of
Just
forgot her passive.
Passive allows her to move
she
faster with shotguns,
yeah
and if she hits somebody, they
Oh
highlight.
yeah.
yeah she runs.
I think it's I don't really like playing shotguns. So like I don't really like playing her.
I like the passive just cause it's the closest thing we're getting to an all melee build with guns, if that makes sense. Like, look, that's the closest thing we're getting in that regards, because shotguns are the closer range stuff, and the fact that she
Mhm.
can close the distance just by naturally having better speed is great. Her tactical goes through walls,
Yes.
which is one of the better things. But
Like because
I don't think there's any
or
other practical use for it aside from burning through a wall.
like let's be honest here. Like for me, I think that's one of the most funnest parts for her tactical. It's like okay, like I know that guy's behind it, shoot it, and then you just slowly see their health tick away. And it's like you can see the mental panic because of your passive of like what they're gonna do because you can see them thanks to it, and it's just like, are they gonna run out and go to open cover, or are they gonna stick it? And it's just like it's the
Who's that?
fascinating mind game of what they're gonna do.
Okay,
And
you sound a bit psychotic. So I started burning
yeah,
them inside the building. Let's see what they do.
yeah,
I want to watch that squirm.
because not to mention it is also rare, but you can get them stuck. Like you can throw it out of the doorway, and it's just like, all right, unless they like are gonna power through it, you can kind of keep that doorway a little safe. Because
Well,
the thing is, yeah,
that's my thing about her tactical that I was going to mention. You need a wall. You need something for it to hit. You can't just shoot at someone. That's where she kind of
Yeah.
falls off for me. Where it's not like,
you wish for it just stuck onto their body and burn them their insides, kind of thing.
yes, like Hanzo arrows. You hit them with a tracking arrow, then the tracking arrow follows them. You hit your opponent with it, it's burning through them and most likely hitting whoever's behind them.
Just fuse a grenade because it gets stuck to opponents as well.
No, a fuse grenade is rapid all around. It would just most likely be through like the straight direction that I hit him.
Mhm. But you can still see the numbers to get an idea of where they're at. But anyway, that's sorry about that. But anyway,
Mackie, your opinion on her ult?
Her, her ult, I think, is pretty fun.
Oh, back to the tactical. If you're going to say something, my bad.
Throw, throw a bouncy ball, and
yeah.
then you speed up. I think that was a pretty cool idea.
Mhm.
And
Uh,
it's very fun to use.
I like it because it blows up on impact.
Yeah.
It's just
I
kind
I
of
find
annoying sometimes because I've seen it get stuck or I hit something and like bounce, 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 boom. I'm like, why? Go
yeah,
further.
just like And you just look at it in pure disappointment, like you could have been so much potential.
Yeah, but for sure the speed pads,
That stupid rock
your
number.
maximum running, you cover the gap so quickly.
Yeah, for me, I think her ultimate's up there for one of the funnest because like combine it with her passive. Again, I use her a lot in arenas, and just the ability as soon as you get a pick, you just full blown book it to the enemy team with like shotguns ready, and like especially if you aim the ball correctly and it just fully knocks them out. Because like a concussed team and like you're up there with a shotgun already, they're barely moving, they can barely hit you. It
Yeah.
is like such an easy cleanup, and it's so like satisfying when you hit all three and like all three of them like bounce away from each other, like just unable to move. It's great. All right, I guess Mirage. I guess now
Mirage.
Hmm.
I kind of have a place for him already.
I like his passive.
I don't.
His passive
That's
to
it.
turn people
I
to
think right
heal.
here
I
should be
mean,
fine
not to
for
heal,
him.
but to like revive.
Uh, I wish there was more with his tactical. His passive is like it's good. It does its job. It's even though it's like it's a good res. Like it's nice to have, but it's just like I think his tactical could be so much better. Because let's be honest, you throw one Mirage decoy. Like how often do you guys get it to work?
Way too many. It is sad.
It is sad. I would be whenever there's like an enemy mirage, I would like fall for the mirage. It,
Yeah.
it's so
Okay, I will
sad.
actually. You guys are a bit right. It has worked for me a little bit more often than it should, but it's just
Because it's
because it's
not
just kind of like
that obvious, but it is obvious.
And
That's
then
the
when
thing.
yeah.
yeah, when it's
'Cause some,
obvious, it's obvious. But when you go against a good player who knows how to do mirage movement, to not
Yeah,
make a team,
ever since they updated it so that it can be like an exact an exact movement trace of your own character. I've always had fun with that because I've honestly just put the decoy straight in front of me. I let it stand there. I stand 2 feet to the right, then link it, and then I have it peek for me, and then they hit it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
also, I will say Mirage as a character is also pretty fun as well. I would just throw it,
He thinks he is the funny man, which makes him the funny man, but not really. All at the same time. It's weird.
but it works. It works.
It works.
Yeah.
And then his
He's like if they
old,
got Alpha Red and threw him into the Apex games, and they just reduced the sarcasm. They just
Mhm.
reduced his sarcasm and just left him to like rot. It's like half of
yeah,
him,
I'm all that.
just pure ego inflated.
His
I think
His
ult,
I think
wait,
amazing.
wait. Now that I think about it, what's
I
his
just
passive?
the passive makes him
his passive
invisible
is to
while
turn
rezzing
invisible when you revive.
Right, right,
and
right. I do like that.
and use the respawn beacon as well.
That I do like.
Um,
I'll say the
his
funnest part
ult,
is his ult. Yeah.
I really like his ult. To just make a bunch of clones and then you could just like circle around your opponent and then just like uh, it's like double team from Pokemon like it's like
Yeah.
which one do I shoot? It's just that I feel like it's more like a personal where like I gotta push the button, shoot, I didn't push it right, man, I messed up the whole part and then
No,
you
that
die.
happens. No, that's just that. You're not the only one. It's happened to me a couple times where it's like pop it. Wait, no, pop it, re, and
Huh?
then some really, and I mean like really like key-eyed, skilled players are still able to track you, and it's a little scary
I know.
because it's like
Yeah.
how and why. I've done it before, and I've done it before like once or twice, but like to do it consistently, terrifying. Like you need to work for the CIA. Like stop wasting your time on Apex. Go solve crimes.
How do you see that?
I think his ultimate's the most fun for me as well because it's just like you can run directly left or right, or especially if you decide to play it smart and like run directly into a wall and trick enemies. You can
I've
get such a nice You can get nice surprises on enemies.
I've done the unthinkable and ran straight to them.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
Oh, no, I seen a Miraji do that to me. I'm just like, what the? It's totally obvious you, and then I shoot them, and then just like, oh my god, they actually figured it out, and then they start freaking out.
not
Yeah,
to
because
mention,
not everyone's going to think, let me shoot the one coming straight at me. Because the whole
yeah,
point is for them to run away. I've I've had it so that like I have done the mix up movement so well that I made one of my decoys like move, like they move perfectly in between stuff and going through a building that they thought it was real. I even tricked one of our teammates to thinking it was real. It was great. I think it
yeah,
was
and
Doc. I think I tricked Doc into thinking that the decoy was real.
not to
Uh,
mention it
I
being
think I
like
remember that.
available every minute and like every just like it has a 1 minute cooldown. It means you're like because that is a small problem with some characters. Old says just like wait 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Such a long
Mirage just
cooldown.
Mirage just comes every minute, and it's just like you always have the nice idea of like it's there, and you can pop it multiple times per
The
fight if the fight goes on long
the
enough.
thing I do like the most about his ult is that it taunts with you and it finishers with you.
Yeah,
So if you do the finisher where he suddenly like there's two of them now, suddenly your 6 turned to 12. If you do the taunt where he's like, the swan dance thing, like it's great. It's just amazing seeing like 12 mirages for no
Yeah,
reason, because there's no way they're gonna know which one to shoot.
anyway, so we're all
I
fine with that
have
one
a,
then.
I have a, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Newcastle time.
Boom.
Lee, I think you should be the one who goes up for this one.
Who?
You, because you're the one who actually plays Newcastle.
Ah, yes. Mackie hasn't had experience with him, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I played him a couple times when he was released.
So what do you think? What do you think of him?
His
For the rest,
passive, I think it's absolutely amazing. I feel like that really puts it up for me. To heal and move, oh my god! Like I never thought you couldn't need something in the game.
Reviving and moving,
To
yeah. And then especially since they changed the shield,
the shield
since
that that was the
yeah
that was the update that changed the legendary shield.
yeah, ever since they changed that, it's even better because you have the strongest shield now. And you don't have to worry about having the backpack. You have the strongest shield, and you're going to have the most revives.
They made shields actually viable to like
Yeah,
pick up upgrade.
that's his passive. His tactical, it needs a little work, but honestly, I think it's the best it could be. Like, there's no other way to really put it. It may be just slightly faster, but that's like a nitpick. I don't know.
His
Like,
tactical, I feel like that's what's put it down for me. I don't know. It's just sometimes kind of hard to like okay go that way, and then like it's not like
yeah,
position good enough.
as a
So
mobile
like
shield, like completely mobile, I understand. But I have used it like twice. I think it was like twice now, where basically a fuse has chucked the knuckle cluster right behind us, and I plop it right in front of us behind us. So it just didn't affect us, and you didn't notice because I plopped it perfectly. So it just hit the shield.
yeah. I guess I should give my opinions real quick. I think the passive is absolutely amazing as well. I think it's probably my favorite part of his kit. The tactical is where it really brings it down for me because it's just like it's sometimes it is hard to control. I understand how to control it. It does like it's easy. Okay, it's just weirdly controlled sometimes, and not to mention it's just like I still really wish you can recall it to make it time to make the get the cooldown faster as well. Because it's just like you throw it out, it's just like once you get the res, it's still there for like another like 5 seconds. It's just like I just want you back already. I want to start the next one, and it's just like yeah, it's there. Then I guess ultimate time.
I like
Sorry.
the ultimate. I love that he can jump to a
Oh my
friendly.
god. The ultimate.
I remember
Yeah.
last time,
Go
I
to base.
yeah, I know I jumped directly to Mackie, like get down Mr. President style, and I managed to absorb a good amount of the bullets.
I think his ultimate's it's good. It, I think the idea of the ability to instantly jump to your teammates and save them is such a nice thing to have. And it is like when you're on the ground and you see a Newcastle jump on you to save you, it's just like it's like the actual like my hero kind of moment.
No, I've seen some psycho. There was a like it happened to us, well, to me at least,
Yeah,
where Newcastle used it offensively and literally
yeah, I
just
know.
got in my face with it, and I'm just like, oh, he jumped the
Yeah, because
railroad track, and I was like, oh my god, he's here.
I think it also is a great like show dominance in the middle of a fight kind of ability as well because it's just like the man literally slams down a fortress in front of you. It's just like well, there's only so much stuff that can really get through it at that point.
Yeah.
But I personally, he's not my one of my favorites to play. I rather play like Lifeline, I guess if that makes sense. But there's nothing in his kit that, besides the tactical, I guess that will probably bog it down a little bit for me. All right, who's next? Because my computer's rebooting.
Octane.
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 Oh, I have some grudges with this guy.
Oh my.
Grudges.
Yeah,
What did
because
you do to
these
you?
guys are the one. These are the ones who leave when you're solo queuing. These are the guys who leave your team and leave you for a 2v3 for the rest of the game.
Yeah, probably.
These son of a guns. I do not like them. All right, continue. Or
I
anyone want to start?
I think.
Hello?
Hello. I
Yeah, we
think
hear
the
you.
thing
Respect.
is speed. That's all you really gotta say. Like it's. I think that's what makes him more fun. He's more fun and gimmicky compared to the rest, where it's like he
The fact that you
like
can just grab
unlike
Emperor and then run.
yeah, yeah, like similar to Fuse, like you get exactly what you're asking for, but when you're asking for speed, like it's just more valuable. Like it's just yeah.
I am Lightning McQueen.
I already made that joke. That is on
Yeah,
the video.
but
Oh,
I'm gonna
my,
have
my, my internet went down for a second, so I didn't hear anything
yeah, but
for like
I,
a
I would
second.
I'm
No,
gonna have to
I
disagree.
made that joke in the video.
I would have to disagree with you though about the whole like speed a little bit because if I like the thing that I have with Octane, it's like he just takes so much damage when you use this stim, and there's other characters that can get you fast or as fast as Octane
No,
for like just free.
no.
No.
Actually, I guess Maggie and then like Bangalore are the main two.
Yeah, and that's partially free. The thing with Maggie, she won't catch up until she gets her ult.
Speed boost from her ult.
Yeah, assuming she holds a shotgun. That's why for me in Octane, like if you're playing it for fun,
Mhm.
that's why he's higher. Like he's there for me because
Mhm.
for fun, I will spam the stim, no question, no hesitation, and I would just go because I know it can regen that really soon. I
Yeah,
I
I think the passive.
survived. I literally ran in like Bugs Bunny style, ran in, practically kissed the bloodhound and booked it and lived. Like he was like they were still struggling to find me, and I'm just like poke damage, run, poke damage, run, poke damage, run. I lived like it's fun. You feel secondhand adrenaline just watching him speed, just yeah.
I don't know. I think the passive's great. I have no problems with the passive. It's just the stim. It's just like you use it twice. It's like oh god, I'm already like at 50 HP. I can't use it anymore at this point. I have to slowly wait for my health to regen.
You run
No.
away from it.
Here's the thing.
Or,
Just be good. Don't get hit.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
know
run
that.
away.
That's like that's the case, but just and then you have to slowly either you pop a med kit still because it's just like, oh, I'm already this low, or you wait like 30 seconds for your health to regen. It's just like at this point, I could have popped a med kit and then like stimmed even more because it's just like
Nah, my mentality for it is just don't get hit. Like,
I get that. I know it's more of a fun tier list after all. It's not like, oh yeah, he sucks because of that. But it's just more. It's like for me, it's just like when I imagine Octane, I like yeah, the fast is the concept of what you want to get, but it's just like you get fast, but then you're like gonna get shut down in like 2 seconds, and then all your speed that you built that you wanted is just gone, and it's just like, all right, I guess like it probably would have been better if
If
I
they
kind
could
of just
aim,
like
if they
yeah,
could aim, also,
Seven.
imagine, imagine placing down, imagine running, placing down your ult, jumping away. You know how good that feels,
oh, and his ult, the
and then
bounce
it
pad, you can have your
Yeah,
teammates use it.
down.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh my god, the
I think
troll potentials of putting it in a room, having them bounce and you everywhere.
I've literally helped Mackie get out of zone just by throwing it. Like, go.
uh, the ult's okay. Like I think honestly, the most
Get
fun
out.
I've ever had with
Get out.
Octane ult is legit the other day when we crypto EMP'd into it, or with Octane jump pad.
Yeah, but that's the
That's legit
point.
the most fun I've ever had with it because like either you overshoot the enemy a little bit, yeah, like if you could double jump and jump right onto it, but it's just like you still get stunned when you hit the floor. And it's just like at most, actually, I will say it's actually a little bit better than I'm probably thinking because there's like times you get cool cinematic moments with it, like jumping over like minefields and stuff like that. But it's just like,
Minefields?
eh,
Cinematic?
like
Wait,
or
what
like
legend?
Bangalore or
It's
like
like what legend has.
Bangalore or like Gibraltar, like you just like all that's on the floor, throw it, and it's just like yeah, it's like that is a cool like moment to be a part of.
We're out of here.
Yeah, because like it is a fun engaged tool, but it's just like that's mainly what it is. Not to mention, sometimes it's not even far enough to reach the enemy team if it's like you shot them down.
Mhm.
Not to mention, there is
Pathfinder.
there is a small capability for your teammate to make it, and then you accidentally like slightly tap a wall, and then you like oh there goes your teammates by themselves, and then you got to run back to the jump pad, set up the angle correctly, and then jump with it again.
We'll just get it right the first time.
Yeah, but there is accidents happen in some states. I don't know.
That seems, that seems more like a
Anyway,
Bango issue than like gameplay.
yeah. Anyway, we're done with
Pathfinder.
that. We're done with that.
Pathfinder.
Uh,
Pathfinder. Oh my
Hmm.
god. Okay, okay. I know. We want to talk passive. Okay.
I think the passive
Oh,
alright. I
free,
never
free
had a
ults. Free ults.
Just free ults.
yeah. I never had a problem with the passive, to be honest. I do wish it could be better, but I never had a problem with it.
Free ults. His tactical. That's the best part about him. I would say.
Oh, wee.
Just grappling and then just winging. The fact that you can grapple someone, bring them closer, it's kind of like Roadhog,
Mm-hmm.
but like
I will say this: I have not played enough Pathfinder to actually like do the whole like, oh yeah, let me grapple at an angle and then like fling myself like 50 feet forward. Because like I see footage of it, it looks fun, but it's just like, eh.
I think
trust me, when
he's
you can pull
fairly
a
solid.
grapple, when you pull a grapple from someone and
Yeah,
then
that's great.
move, like curve kind of, it's pretty cool. And then you can also shoot. I think
Mhm.
I never really shoot or using it, but like
I don't think you shoot while ziplining.
You cannot, uh, while using its tactical, you cannot shoot. I don't think you can.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's what I was gonna. I remember shooting. I don't know.
Maybe I
Mhm.
don't
I
remember.
guess
It's been a
that's just me
while.
being dumb.
I don't know. I do. I do enjoy. I do enjoy him. It's just he's fairly fun for that aspect, but I don't think I get as much joy out of it as I do with other characters. Just because he's only good for grappling. He's on, and then his ult basically is his passive because he just gets it instantly. So you set up like a ring of zip lines, and you're just like, okay. And it's like after a certain point, it just becomes rope. That's why like he's fun, but he's not like that fun.
Yeah, because for me, I don't know. I think his voice lines are okay. Like, admittedly, sometimes he can actually. I think he's the only legend where I'm sometimes a little annoyed with his comedy. Because I like Pathfinder's whole innocent gimmick, but it's just like,
The irony in that
yeah.
statement.
He's funny as heck. What do you
The
mean?
irony
I
in that
like,
statement it
because
goes hard.
again, I think the thing is as well is like, because I've solo queued, Pathfinder is probably second to Octane for the people who leave the most. And it's just like, you hear his voice lines like so much, and it's just like at that point, it's just like, eh. Because yeah, I like the whole innocent voice lines, but and then like some of the voice lines where it's just like he's a robot, he has no idea what's going on. I don't know. I like his character. I like the voice lines, but I think I've heard it a bit too much. And I think tacticals okay, passive it's good, and then ultimate it's like it's nice to have, especially like in dire moments where it's just like, hey, we need to get up there. Hey yo, we need to move. Hey yo, like some certain things with Pathfinder, you could the zipline's really fun and cool to have.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think honestly I do like Pathfinder's humor. It's just like I think I've heard it a bit too much. Because Pathfinder is a popular like character.
Mm,
Anyway, Rampart.
Rampart.
I know where this is going.
this is.
I don't have.
Really?
I
This,
feel like it's still
yeah.
better than this, but it doesn't deserve to be in that tier. So I'm putting behind this.
I'm kind of iffy on her.
He's my favorite defensive legend for sure.
I I think it's just more gun. To put it plainly, that's I don't know. I feel like putting up the shields, putting in like the defense matrix or whatever. It's like I don't know. I don't
Whatever.
get as
The
much
defense
fun
matrix.
or whatever it's called. The shields.
Amped cover.
Yeah, the amp cover. There it goes. I don't know. I don't get as much fun out of it because it's like I don't know. Like I remember when she first came out, everyone joked that it's like it's just Fortnite, and we all laughed. But it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like putting it properly, knowing how to put it, and even then, the top part breaks, and then it's like everyone can jump over it, and it's just like even though you have the whole place fortified, people still find a way to break it. They still find a way
Here's a.
past it, and it's like, you
I'm
make
gonna let you guys.
yourself into a sitting duck.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
let both of you talk your full opinions, and then I'm gonna explain why I like Rampart.
Oh no, her passive isn't the worst thing. That's what I, it upgrades your guns, but realistically, there's only like four
You have to
guns.
find those guns.
Isn't there only like three or four of those actual guns left?
Right now in the game, there's only All Star, the Devotion, and then the Spitfires in the care or is in the crafter, and then the Rampage is in the care package.
So two of them aren't even
Yeah.
available right now. I don't know. Like you
And
can
then
barely
you
even
have
notice.
Elstar.
Hmm. I know it's kind of meh, right? That's
Yeah.
that's the passive, and then what do you think about the tactical? Because the tacticals,
I mean, like you said, it's just like a sitting duck if it doesn't work out. And then you
eh,
kind of just hiding behind it, and then they break the top part of the shield. Good. Now you don't have shield to shoot out from. And then the damage boost is nice. The damage amp, that's pretty cool. but once it's broken, like yeah, and
Uh,
then I'm like the only thing that's giving it up for me is the ult. But like most of the time, I don't even get to use the ult.
yeah, the I guess for the tactical for a sec, I forget if they changed it, but I know every time you'd place it, it almost instant break because they can just shoot it. Because
It has a hundred.
it doesn't start with health. It has like, let me build
No,
up the health.
they changed it. It's 125 when you build it now
Yeah. So
from from the start, I guess.
and then you can still break the overall cover if you don't want to break just the top part. So it's like, I don't know. And then realistically, grenades or like even just fuse alone, I think it still wraps around it.
Mhm.
Even if it doesn't, it's
Uh,
still high
I,
pressure, and you're kind of forced into that area.
I don't think it does because Fuse is line of sight. Like if you hide behind the cover, you're good. You might get tickled a little bit, but like I think you're mostly good.
Yeah, I don't know. And then her ult, Sheila, is fun in theory.
But when do you
It's a
actually
big,
use it?
heavy gun that unloads the crap out of things. It is great situationally. It is fun to set up multiple turrets for you and your friends to like when you're truly camped out in a decent area. Like all three of you just get a turret. It's like we're ready. Right. Like that's cool. That's great. It's just for me like the I have knocked out so many ramparts for just using their ult because they're way slower. They hold it down and they're just like a huge laser just leading you to them and you're just like, okay, well let me just headshot, 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 done. So, yeah, it's like four
All right,
hits.
Mackie, you want to give your opinion on the ult before I go off?
No, it's just slow. I barely get to use it, and it's just like, what's the point of even using it?
All right, Rampart's the my top three characters. Probably my second favorite character in the game.
We didn't. We who?
Okay, sorry, but it's just like she is so fun. I love. I think she has my favorite comedy in the game. I don't know. I Admittedly, yeah, the passive is boring as heck. It is sometimes helpful with the L star, but I'm gonna be honest, it is just they hear the reason why she's a modder and how that affects her kit, and they threw it into the passive, and I was just like, it's there, but I'd rather use other guns. But yeah, I will admit, passive is just kind of bleh. But the tactical is where the fun is coming from. Straight up, you can block off grenades. You can set up. You it is the most in-fight defensive ability, if that makes sense. You can, and not to mention in maps like Stormpoint, uh, Olympus, flipping, even Broken Moon, where like you might get stuck in open cover. Like it is nice to just have the option for cover. Admittedly, yeah, you can get a shot down, but there's a lot of like points in certain maps where it's like you have cover already. You put your tactical there, the half you don't have to worry about your cover being destroyed because the main part is already behind solid cover. And then at that point, you have just a free 25 amp bullet shield. Not to mention, just having a free
Wait. Sorry, I want you to realize what you're saying. You're putting you have
cover
half.
behind cover.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
half cover already
You're
there.
putting cover behind cover just for the amp,
Yeah, so
exactly.
your amp
But
gets
which kind
destroyed.
of
It doesn't matter if your cover is indestructible or not because you already have that cover.
yeah,
So you're
'cause
just
the
putting an
cover,
amp.
yeah, which admittedly is a 25 damage boost. You know how fast guns already kill in this game? Add another 25%, you laser people down in less than like a second. Not to mention they can't shoot back at you. I mean, it's like 100, like 200 HP. Like that can, they'll have to use the entire clip on you while you're safe shooting like probably easily 150 damage already into them. It is so satisfying, like to blast people down in less than like a second.
It's
Not to
amusing.
mention,
yeah, but they could see it from a mile,
yeah, that's why it's
and
more useful in
even it's an
combat because
ability.
it
And
is
then
not it is
doesn't crypto
her.
destroy those with EMP.
Yeah, that's the point of crypto. And yeah, that sucks. But let's be honest, she is not a Watson or Caustic type of defender. She like you don't like you could put down rampart walls, but they're more used in combat to like build yourself a corner when the enemy has already infiltrated the building. She
Or maybe
like
that's
you
just how you play.
Well,
yeah,
even
and
then,
I that's why
you're
again.
describing a worse version of how defending is,
Mhm,
because you're saying
yeah,
that you don't fortify the place or mid combat when you are in a corner. You put a
yeah,
little shield, put a little shield.
yeah.
The
Because
rest of the
straight up,
house is screwed, I guess.
because straight up, you're right. She cannot defend a building wall. She is terrible at that. Enemies can still throw grenades through, and like yeah, the best you can do is throw another wall behind those grenades and block them off. She is not good at defending buildings, but she is good for in combat, in open field, in buildings, due to the ability to get constant cover up in any like weird positions. Not to mention like say like they're at the doorway. If you can throw the wall in mid combat in the doorway, like that, they basically can't poke that entire door anymore without getting shot for 150. Not to mention they're already in combat. It's not like they have already taken damage. They're already like hurt. They cannot push that doorway, and it gives time for your teammates to heal while somebody watches the wall. Not to mention like just the ability with her snipers and marksman weapons to do extra damage. You can basically two shot people with snipers. Not to mention legit with a sentinel charged up with a headshot is as strong as a Kraber. It is so
Yeah,
nice.
but she doesn't play snipers. So
Yeah, there's
she's
legit
just like
times
learning the
where like
passive.
yeah, like I said, the passive is just kind of there. I don't care much for the passive, but her tactical has so many possibilities. So it's so useful. It has saved my life hundreds of times. Honestly, maybe thousands at this point. It is so amazing. I love it to death, and I could like heck, I wouldn't be surprised if I have like thousands of damage already blocked with it. And then Sheila is it's good. It is not broken. It is not amazing, but it is good and situational. If you can get people out in the open, and you could destroy their entire life bars in like half a second, and it is so nice to hear the evil laughter from Rampart, the voice lines, and just the absolute carnage that you can like just make them go down. Not to mention they like purple life shields or like knockdown shields in the open field are really annoying to deal with. She just melts them, and like not to mention you could put down your ultimate to make it even better. And if, admittedly, yeah, you're a sitting duck at that point. But if you have good position, good high ground, and good game sense,
Okay,
almost
okay.
nobody can approach you
The fact that
unless
you
they like
just said
rush you.
if you have enlisted four things, eh,
You
eh.
need to meet those
You
requirements
just
before you
said
can do
if you
it.
have four skills needed to be really good at the game. Eh,
Like I said, good
eh.
just awareness, good game sense, and just good positioning. It's all stuff you will learn by playing the video game. She is a good legend to learn like game sense in general.
But what if your
She's a
opponent has those four skills? Then suddenly you're just starting
you're just
to get obsolete.
Plus, we're not really talking about game sense. We're like how fun it
uh
is. Yeah, your
yeah.
fun
That's
is
I mean for me, I find the fun of learning how to get better at the game while playing her. Because yeah, she is like in tier like a natural tier list. She's probably like B tier, and against like S tier characters, it might be problems. But still, she gives you the capabilities of learning how to get better at a game that's already fun and somewhat rewards you for getting better.
okay.
And I find her fun in so many different ways, and she just saved my life so many times. All right,
Reverend.
Ramparts for tangent. She's up there.
Mm,
Not
Reverend.
to mention she's voiced by Symmetra, which is also pretty fun.
Reverend.
I don't know. It's
Uh,
maybe because Doc's normally the one that plays them, but like for fun, I think it's cool his passive that he crawls more, that he crouch walks faster, but it is a minor buff to a minor detail to something that everyone already has.
Yeah.
To the passive, I think honestly the climbing part is the only fun part of it. And even then, it you have to be away from like your teammates and fighting to actually climb. It's funny to look at, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
because most stuff is climbable for the basic characters, and stuff that isn't really that helpful. Just like high ground, or like yeah, it's just high ground.
Like, oh wow,
Yeah, and that's
you managed to climb a second story. Okay, let me
How is
climb
the rest of
one.
your team gonna get up there?
Yeah, let me climb
How's the
one
rest of your team gonna
story.
get up
No, just let me climb one story, adjust myself, land properly, climb a second story. That's you still get there in the end.
because I feel like not to mention there's already characters that can get up to high ground, like Lola Ring, Horizon, like up ability that does it for the whole team. There's like Ash Portal. There's Newcastle Jump. There's Pathfinder Grappling Hook. There's tons of things, and it's just like the passive is just
there?
it's nice.
Tactical wise,
It's kind
It,
of
it
meh.
it's forgettable.
It's kind of
like
meh.
you hit and
I
you
feel like Reverend as a whole is more
Meh.
attack wise, like more gameplay, more like
Barely at that.
um, not gameplay, but like it's more focused on competitive than more like fun wise. Like
yeah.
It is more of an
Because
battle
attempt
focused,
for
it's
competitive.
more battle focused.
Yeah.
the thing is with Revenant
Like think
Tactical
about
is
like
like like the thing is with Revenant Tactical. Let's be honest. You hit somebody with it, and like, is it really that impactful in the fight? Because yeah, they can use their abilities, but it's just
Who uses their abilities
like
mid fight?
yeah, because like a lot of them are still like they have to do something. Like they still have to not shoot at you. The only characters that can really do it is like Bangalore, Fuse. No, even Fuse needs to like pull out his arm for it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
And
don't really
then
want to talk about Reverend. There's
I
not
would
much to
say
talk
his
about.
it's like a
I would
mild
say
10
his ultimate.
damage.
Yeah, and I would say his ultimate is the only saving grace for him.
That makes him slightly better than other people, yeah. Just because it
Because like,
allows you to get a second life, be slightly more reckless.
and it is a little unsatisfying when you're like about to kill somebody and they get one final hit in, and then you have to go all the way back to the totem, knowing that they're gonna heal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Seer.
I still, I don't think he's at the bottom for me, but it's just like he's just like, eh,
Seer,
he's just real
Seer.
meh. Seer is Seer.
I think Seer's fairly solid, maybe because it's been a while since I played him. I remember I had really fun with him, but since it's been a while, I can't say as much fun because I thought he was more fun with the 10 damage and the flashbang. That's just me. That's when I thought he was most fun. Since the nerfs and stuff, it's like just
Not to
because
mention, sorry, go ahead.
his passive with the heartbeat, it's kind of vague, but it's still there. It's like
Yeah, it's pretty vague.
because
Yeah,
again,
not to,
it's like I can hear them almost at that point.
yeah.
And I don't know, his ult and tactical is basically just bloodhound scan, but it's like permanent there.
Yeah, it's a whole dome, but the thing is, you can still avoid it. At least his ult, you can avoid it.
One is temporary, one is placeable, one
Like
is
30 seconds.
avoidable, one is not.
Yeah, but Bloodhound, at least you get the infrared like
Sorry.
black and red,
Yeah.
but like the for Seer, his when you use his ult, If you crouch walk, I think you avoid it. And if you don't walk, you avoid it. If you don't shoot, you avoid it. So I mean, if you hear it and you crouch walk, I think you can just like get away from it. I'd have to double check that, but yeah, I mean, his tactical was used to be more fun, but I mean, it's still helpful and fun. You can hit people through walls. It's pretty solid. Stop reviving. Stop like gaining of shield. It's just it's not what it used to be, at least for me.
Mhm.
So
I don't know. When I played Spirit, it wasn't really that fun. His scans most of the time it really didn't work for me, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of just stuck, and I kind of just ended up shooting, so I didn't really. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. I accidentally jump scared my dog.
I was about to move on to Valkyrie, but okay.
But, but I guess can I give my small impressions of Seer?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess because he's just kind of like I feel a little scummy using him, if that makes sense. Because I know he's apparently the best character in the game at the moment, and I just like his heartbeat sensor. I do find a
I
little
don't see
useful.
it.
Yeah, his heartbeat sensor. It's somewhat useful, but let's be like unless I want to hold down the button the whole game just to search 30 meters around me, it's just like eh. And even in fights where it's meant to be useful, like yeah, I guess. But I see it more as like people who are hiding away, and then it's just like okay, they're over there chasing them, and that's about it. And then his tactical is just like you throw it, there's a chance it hits them, and then you can see their HP. Which honestly, I think the HP part is actually really good. Just the idea of knowing like how low they are to death, and then, but like it only the like at that point, I still would rather a Bloodhound scan because the only good part about Seer is just the ability to cancel stuff or like cancel reses. But even then, like I would just kind of feel bad for the enemy more than like oh got him. I'll just be like all right, we'll finish this off then. But I will say his ultimate's a little bit fun because like if it's a chaotic like building and it's just like I don't know where everyone is and I don't know who's coming in, it's nice to have where it's just like okay, there's somebody on the second floor, there's somebody up here. Admittedly, yeah, they can crouch and that will stop the whole thing, but like in Apex, crouching is like a little bit of a death sentence because people can just beam me down easily. Because you still have to get up to actually start running and sliding. All right, uh, that's my impressions on Seer.
So for Valkyrie, hmm,
I don't like her anymore.
I still, I think after the nerfs, she definitely dropped down a tier, but she's not. I still find her fun.
hmm, right here.
I have my sweat for her. The
I don't,
missiles are good. Here, go ahead. Sorry, it's your video.
what? No, I mean, you go ahead, dude. Start talking. You beat me to it.
Because admittedly, yeah, the nerfs absolutely hurt the ability to spam like small bursts and rockets, and like the ability to just burst
Most
behind
fun
cover and
part
stuff like
about
that.
her, and they removed it, and now she's no longer fun.
They
But I think
they don't let the
she
bird
still has it.
fly.
Yeah, she still has it, but it's just like it went from maybe like 10 mini bursts you can do in one fuel tank to maybe like four, which is just like ouch. That like hurts her mobility so much and like her fun flying. And I think the missiles are like they're good. They're like if you can knock somebody down with it, it's nice. And not to mention it's still a really long stun. So like this is where like Octane Jump Pad comes in nicely. It's like yep, hit some people, you jump in with Octane Jump Pad, and you could just laser them down nicely. Admittedly, yeah, they still have a lot of time to run out though, which is a little unsatisfying when you don't hit it. And before I go on to the ultimate, I'll let you guys catch up because I kind of went on to the tactical already.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
With her passive,
Uh,
she flies and she can't shoot. Yay! You become a sitting air doc. That's great. And then tactical wise, it's
Tactical.
annoying.
I don't really use it that much. I'll be honest.
It's fairly
I
fun
can't
to
really.
use. It's just not
It's
accurate.
fun to shoot missiles. It's just accuracy wise, you can barely hit the opponent.
Yeah, it's like an attempt at aerial denial or just trying to get the extra little poke.
Yeah. Actually, a little bit going back to her passive. I think the passive is still actually a ton of fun, even after the nerfs. But it's just like it used to be funner. It's still a lot of fun in my eyes.
Nah,
All right, ultimate time.
I would have wanted Valkyrie to be able to shoot in the air.
Let's go play fair. Yeah,
No, this is Apex.
yeah, I know. But anyway, what's it called? Ultimate.
I mean, you
I
kind
think
of just use it to escape.
It does exactly what it says. There is no questioning it. It lets you and your friends fly away, fly in, scan. I mean, it's just solid all around. There's no real thing to hate about it.
I think it's. I would say it's fun though, because the thing is, like, even like when your friends and all, it's like, okay, it is dire situation. We have a free get out of jail free card. Well, admittedly not free. If you get shot once, you have to wait like for the meter to go back up. But it's just like it's nice. Not to mention if your team is in like a bad position and the team already has the zone, you can try to relocate in a better position. Not to mention the scan will show where's a good spot to land with no enemies. Yeah, well, it can save you in a lot of pinches, in my idea, and I find that a lot of fun because it keeps the game that is fun going.
Mhm.
So,
Mm,
like, I still find Valkyrie is a good chunk of fun. All right, who's next? I think it was Vantage, right? Or
I
Vantage.
I think you can't really go wrong with Vantage. Like, there's no
Yeah,
real complaint where it's like it's it's bad to use or it's this or it's that. Like, there's no real complaint. The only thing that comes to mind is her tactical having to recall the bat, but that's basically it.
Yeah. I mean, I really haven't played it that much.
I forget her passive,
Uh,
isn't it?
it's
I
the
think
ability to use the
the
scanner thing where she can see the enemy shields and teammates.
Yeah, she
yeah,
gives nothing but information. She uh she makes hitting sniper shots easier. Her ultimate is basically a slightly weaker Craver with well, not, I guess a Craver is an exaggeration, but it's like a standard sniper with a tagger. So it tags them and then it makes them weaker or something, doesn't it?
It makes it so your teammates do 15% more damage to them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Uh,
There's no real downside to her.
yeah, I will say Vantage has been one of my favorite legends, like for in a long time.
Yeah, nothing but
I
fun.
Yeah, I always like having information and just seeing like having a nice zoom in. It like reveals enemies pretty plainly. You get to see how many on their team, the armor you're probably gonna have to deal with. Very nice, very helpful.
yeah. But that's if you like
Er,
play sniper. Like for me, I don't really play sniper.
I like sniper.
I'm not good. I'm not good
Yeah,
with snipers.
I'm gonna be honest.
I keep trying to play snipers, but I never could in any game. Like I'm like, oh, I'll give snipers a chance. Snipers are cool.
Yeah,
Can never aim.
yeah.
That's just
I
how it
will
is.
I will have to say she has done a great thing for me to actually try out snipers more often. Because I'm gonna be honest, before she came out, I barely ever used snipers. I might pick up a sentinel, but like I barely ever used them. The most I ever used them was in arenas with Rampart, or like sometimes in Battle Royale with Rampart, due to having the cover to amplify it. But thanks to her, I'm actually using snipers a lot more, and I am actually very thankful for that because it's been great. Not to mention, I her tactical is basically a mini octane jump head every 15 seconds wherever you want, and I think it's is so nice to have. It is a great escape tool. It's a great high ground tool. It's basically everything. It's what I said about Lola, but like 5 times better.
Where do we put
And
Watson?
uh,
Watson.
Her ultimate's also really amazing. But Watson,
Hmm.
I like
I'm
Watson.
gonna be I'm gonna be honest. Watson as a character kind of carries it for her for me, but I still really like playing Watson.
I really enjoy playing Watson.
I
I like her
enjoy
fencing. Her
playing
fencing.
Watson, just not that much.
It's
Mhm.
like building simulator. You build fences everywhere. It's so funny. You connect them. It's like building dots. It's just place fence, 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 and then zap, zap, zap. And then her ult, you don't even have to worry about grenades and stuff. Like that's such a breather. Like
Yeah.
it's, it's just nice. It's just
I don't know. I always like the
it's just
idea of an attack Watson. No one ever sees it coming. He just shield, shield, shield. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Watson is
Uh,
a okay.
I like her. Honestly, I like the passive regen shield. I like the ability of getting ultimate instantly, just like that. It's very nice. I like how she has a special revive. I think that's fun. I think the fences could be better, but if you
She
hit
does
somebody in a
have a
fence,
special
it
revive.
yeah, if the fence hits them, it's just like oh free kill. And it's satisfying when it hits them in my eyes. And then her ultimate, it's just like it. Admittedly, her ultimate's okay. It's nice to have in a building and just like an overall protection. And it's nice to know like, oh yeah, we are not getting grenaded. We are safe here, and we have shields to poke with. But it's just like, and it's just a place down ultimate, and it's just like a nice backup to have.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Eh.
She used to be my first main, actually. Back in season 0, before crypto, she used to be my main. Which yeah.
I don't know.
I, I don't think I ever played Ray.
It's not that much fun. It's fun, but it's not fun because the thing is, you would think she can use her tactical mid combat. She cannot. You would think the portal would be at least more helpful. It's not really. And her passive, like, she warns you after you've been shot, and it's like someone's aiming at you. It's like I know, and they're already like messing me up. I want to say here,
Yeah.
like it's still better than other people just because it's just you like the character, and I think that's why I personally have more fun with her. But that's kind
I
of
don't like
it.
the character.
So here's my thing with Watson, or not Watson, Wraith. I think yeah, the passive's not that useful, but I really think the concept is cool. The idea of it is cool, and I find the concept fun. Just the ability of hearing like, oh yeah, we have a sniper on you. It's just like it's cool in my like mind. It's just like okay, that's cool. It's nice to know that information as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the tactical, ever since they nerfed it, it has been a lot less fun by far. Because it used to be an instant. Oh yeah, hit the button, you're instantly invincible. But now it's a whole second to charge it up. It's just like,
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Like you want to use the mid combat, but you really can't.
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like, eh.
There's not much to say else. There's not much
I
else to
think
say.
I wish the portal was longer, and I think that would be a lot more nicer. Because the thing is with the portal is just like you're already in a kind of bad situation, especially if you use it in a mid fight. Maybe if you're in a bad position, you can use it to get somewhere else. But if you're mid fight, it's practically useless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. I already know where I'm
I
putting
don't
the.
know.
But
I already know where I'm putting the
I
new
already know where I
character.
put her.
uh, I need to play her more. But I think I do have a good idea.
Not a big fan. I don't know. I feel like her
I don't
ult
like.
was missed potential. Her tactical is like okay. I mean, they're
You can run
throwable.
around. You can run around it.
Yeah, the throwable traps and so okay, and then I forget her passive. Oh, she can
She
goo
can lock
doors or
doors.
something. Yeah, they're not even locked. Well, they're somewhat locked, but like there's just stronger
And
doors, which is I mean like okay, I
they can
guess.
still be blown up. They can still be blown up.
Yeah. I actually do have a little bit of fun as her. I like she's not. I find the concepts of her. I find her abilities like the ideas you can do with them. Just like the ability to hide behind a door and just know like this thing is not going down easily is nice to have. I think the spike. I think it's. I need to play her more to find out how I really want to use the spike personally, because she is new. But I think the idea of throwing long range traps is really nice compared to Caustic, where it's just like 5 feet in front of you. The ability to just throw it down and leave it like wherever you want and stopping chokes is really nice. And I do think the ultimate needs a bit more because so far the ultimate has just been really bleh for me. But I think she's just kind of eh.
Okay, so do we click save or download?
Yes, they
Yeah,
will
you can press
download
that.
get a file. I was gonna ask, where do we send them? How do we look for
Also,
these?
I did slightly name my tiers. I put S tier slash like fun for years, A tier slash now this is fun. I
Why
slightly
would
named them.
why
Why
would
would
you
you
name
do
them?
that?
Do you want? I could send a version without them.
Well, you weren't supposed to edit it like that. That kind of defeats the purpose.
Well,
Um.
it's just like it's basically showing where I would have these and my perspective on
Okay.
this tier in
Well,
general.
let's. Okay. So, if anyone is interested in seeing their tier list, we're gonna put it in our community Discord, and it should be under squad chat because we've yet to make a role for Apex, right?
Yes.
You want to put a tier list role? We just do this
Do the
again.
tier list one.
We just come back and do this again,
Um.
but like something different.
We
Yeah.
could do
I'll
Overwatch
do
tier
it.
list.
I'll edit and do it another time. But for right now, we
Eventually,
could
yeah.
just put it in Squad
Squad
chat.
chat.
Yeah.
Let's have everyone confused. Yo.
All right. Do we want to send it like as a 3, 2, 1 countdown? I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. When you guys are ready.
Three,
Three,
two,
two,
Mm-hmm.
one,
one.
go.
Oh. Well, why did you name them?
That's
Wow,
basically my perspectives on
Mackey's
them.
is more evened out.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey, let me turn off the live stream.
Oh, you're turning them off now.
Well, I'm gonna turn off the live stream. This way, if people are interested, they can go to community Discord and see what everyone got, and not just my opinion. I don't know.
So do we
I
get?
feel like doing this was actually pretty fun. I don't mind doing another tier list thing.
Yeah. I just feel like Javi. You kind of ramble too much on
Yeah.
certain
It's
Let,
parts.
just
let,
like
let, okay, let me end the. Bye
yeah.
bye.
It's just